Thanks for tuning in to ELCAT News Update. I'm Allie Carrington.
And I'm John Torsha. We begin the show highlighting the latest planning board meeting. A 3-hour-long meeting brought in a large crowd for a number of different reasons.
Before we dive in, let's congratulate the board's two newest members, Russell Denver and Louis Morabito. Last month, planning board members Ralph Page and Michael Carabetta resigned, leaving 2 open spots for town manager Denise Menard to fill. You may recognize Denver from serving on the Charter Commission and Morabito from running for town council.
Getting back to the meeting agenda, the first out of 3 public hearings was a site plan review for a skilled nursing center. This project is described as a campus-like layout that will be located on the East Longmeadow and Longmeadow town line, more specifically on Dwight Road, just before the bustling 4-way intersection. If you're thinking, won't this just cause more traffic? Not to fear. The construction plan calls for more lanes, improving traffic flow.
So what the improvements consist of is widening of Dwight Road to provide a 5-lane cross-section between Maple Street and Converse Street. Improvements to the Maple, Williams, and Benton and Dwight Road intersection, the Maple Street approach. Now, right now, there is a left turn lane there. It's very short. It doesn't have the capacity for queuing of vehicles that are waiting there. And so that contributes to congestion on Maple Street and a long queue of vehicles. So the plan is to widen that Maple Street approach to the intersection, to take the existing kind of right turning road that's there at the corner and push that farther into the site. And so that gives us more room to open up this approach at the intersection. And so that will allow us to lengthen that left turn lane so we have adequate capacity for queue storage, and so that the through traffic will be able to bypass.
The special permit and the site plan were approved by the board. You'll notice construction taking place in the near future. We'll keep you posted.
Community members also gathered at the meeting to show support for the new business, Pampered Pets, a daytime doggy daycare that will provide grooming along with a pickup and drop-off service.
For a lot of my clients that, are busy at work and can't be available for their dogs sometimes, so they like it. They'll just leave me a key or they'll give me the code to their garage, and then I'll just go drop the dog off sometimes too for them. So it's quite convenient.
So there's no overnight?
No overnight at all.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. Good.
just daytime.
Now, do you currently do this?
I have a pet sitting, I've been doing it for about 10 years, and I have a pet sitting dog walking business now, and I've been needing to expand because I have a lot of clients that ask for this feature, so I've been looking for the proper place for it, and this kind of fell into my lap, and it's a really good location. So
Right next to the animal hospital, this location is a perfect match. Keep your eyes peeled for this sign on 576 North Main Street.
The next 2 public hearings pertain to Pride gas stations here in town. Pride is requesting an increase in hours of operation to 24/7. Residents express their concerns regarding noise, maintenance, and crime.
I do go at night time to the gym, and I see how all those gas stations that are open, they have crime and people hanging around.
I would like to address the noise factor as the dumpsters come through at 4:30 in the morning, at least 2 or 3 times a week.
I don't think we need it to benefit somebody else to make more money. We don't need it.
There is traffic issues, so I use Pride regularly, but I grew up in town, and so there's something about the center of town being quiet when it's supposed to be quiet. We have so many other things coming into town. Why do we need one more 24-hour gas station so that we can constantly have traffic?
Due to requests for additional information, a final decision has yet to be made. The board will revisit the discussion on July 18th for a public hearing continuation.
Moving along, a building proposal on Chestnut Street will get rid of the town's eyesore and replace it with a multi-purpose facility for all ages. Talks of shops, restaurants, luxury apartments, townhouses, even a pool to fill the 40-acre site where the abandoned package machinery building stands.
This type of live, work, play community is, people are looking for, especially the new millennial generation, if you will, is looking for something with a little more activity than your typical, guard department complex or whatever it is. And these are the types of places that, we think can be very attractive to keep that millennial brain power, here in the Pioneer Valley and keep them here in East Longmeadow.
Board member Deb Bushnell calls the project a refreshing idea as other members also agree that it will be beneficial to the town. Director of Planning Robin McDonald is currently in the works of an overlay district draft. The next step is to work on the bylaw and then present it.
So we'll start the process with the submission and it gets referred, but now when it gets referred, we understand that we're going to have some time to work together.
Right. And my point of view personally, okay, is that I would much rather see a template for an overlay bylaw that we can then shoot at and work with you on than to try to have this board as a committee come up with something, because
No,
you know,
we've got
it's not
it,
going
it's
to work that
it's
way.
really,
Yeah,
it's really looking
we have a
good.
template.
Putting a minor dent in the meeting category, let's pass it over to ELCAT reporter Rebecca, who gives us the rundown on school committee, town council, Board of Public Works, and Board of Assessors.
Thanks, John. We've got a lot to cover. First, the Monday, June 26th school committee meeting. Each school presented an end-of-the-year presentation highlighting testing data, survey results, and events they put on throughout the year. Focusing on Meadowbrook School, the requests for accelerated repairs was accepted by the MSBA. However, due to a high number of applications, the requirements changed.
We put in for the roof, the windows and doors at Meadowbrook. They changed their thresholds during their review process from items that are 20 years old to items that had to be 30 years old. The nice thing was that the gentleman who called me said, next year we hope to go right back to the 20-year threshold. He said, put it back in.
So what this means is that the roof request was denied since it is 24 years old, not meeting that change requirement of 30 years. The windows and doors are older than 30 years and will get repaired. To receive funds for this project, the town council must approve the plan.
So they'll change those thresholds from year to year, Gordon?
I guess, yeah. That wasn't something that had been stated previously in any discussion up until I received the phone call on Friday.
Okay, so it's not sounding like you're gonna have to wait another 6 years on the roof.
That's the hope, but it's $100,000 in order to do the feasibility study and the initial schematic design. And then from all of that information, we should get very specific numbers for the total cost of the project. Hopefully somewhere between December and February.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Moving on, Health Director Amy Petrowski takes the stand to announce 2 new programs. First, an alternative mosquito service. For years, the town has been using mosquito spraying, but through further research, Petrowski found that the service is not as effective as it should be.
The town has been spraying BTI from a helicopter for many, many years. Last year was my first year at the health department where I was part of that process, and a lot of questions were raised about the effectiveness of that program. Found out that mosquitoes have 4 life stages. We have the egg, the larva, the pupa, and the adult. The BTI that we had been spraying was only effective on destroying the larva. So that means each of the other stages were alive and thriving. Additionally, the BTI that was sprayed in the wetlands and larger bodies of water lasts for about 2 to 3 days. So we were getting a very small window of time where we were killing the larva with the rest of the summer left. Mosquito lifespan is about 14 days. So that is constantly evolving and growing. So in my conclusion after all my research, I decided that the program that we were using was inefficient and we were spending $16,000 a year on this. We started a contract with a new company, it's Vector Disease Control International. And what the plan with this is to try to get us some data around what type of mosquitoes we have, what viruses they're carrying, and where are they particularly breeding. So some of the money that was allocated for the spraying in this budget was now used to collect the data.
Petrowski says the goal of the program change is a reallocation of the money they're already spending and a more advanced way of doing mosquito control.
Our health director is very proactive in a lot of things, and this is one that will benefit the whole community over the longer term in a much better way. So kudos to Amy, thank you.
Thank you.
The next program Petrowski introduces tick testing. The Board of Health partnered up with UMass to allow residents to send in ticks for lab examinations.
UMass has a service that they offer everybody in the state where they will test their ticks that they find on themselves, on the dog, in their house, in order to assess for any of the tick-borne illnesses that are dangerous to humans or dogs or cats. This service is usually at the base at $55 per test, with their match system where I have this test for our residents down to $5 a test.
Petrowski joins us at our studio to dive deeper into the program benefits and how residents can sign up.
Tick-borne diseases have historically created havoc for a lot of people, especially this part of the country. This will allow our residents to get faster testing, which will then allow faster prophylaxis. So if someone were to be diagnosed with Lyme's disease, it takes weeks for that to show up in the blood, whereas if you are able to send the tick and get it tested right away within 1 to 3 days, you're able to bring that to your doctor and potentially get the services you need faster. Any ticks can be tested, whether they were on your dog or on yourself. They can be a half a tick, a whole tick, a dead tick, ticks that you've kept in the freezer, ticks that you've put in alcohol. They're able to test ticks of any condition. So residents who'd like to submit a tick can go to www.tickreport.com. From there, they'll click on the link that says pricing, and if they scroll down, they'll see the 3 different options for having your tick tested. At the bottom of those options, you'll see a red box that says place order.
For further information, be sure to check out our tick safety segment on our YouTube page under Health Update Tick Safety. There you'll learn about what items you can spray on your clothing to prevent ticks, how to check for them, and much more. Questions? Feel free to call the Health Department at 413-525-5400, extension 1103. The meeting moves on to public safety updates from Town Manager. First, the district agreement for regional dispatch approval. This will allow a regional group to answer the phones, getting our officers out into the street. However, there are some outside concerns.
Regarding the regional dispatch, it has been one of the more difficult decisions that I've had to make a recommendation on to you all, because I wanted to be sure the community was protected in getting dispatching services that were appropriate and not obligating the town financially to something that might head down the wrong path and obligate us to a big expense to get out of.
After a long discussion, the council ultimately approves the district plan and authorizes the town manager to enter into an agreement. During the budget process throughout the past couple of months, the council approved a drone purchase. Menard, along with council member Michael Kane, expressed their support, explaining how this technology will assist officers and increase safety.
And the list of drone uses is here: accident scenes, crime scenes, barricaded suspects, search warrants, going down to assisting the fire department, school evacuations, bomb inspections. There's a huge list of reasons why it's practical to get it.
It's an essential tool for all our first responders.
Oh, yes.
With the fire department, they'll be able to look through smoke to find people in a building. They'll be able to figure out where the source of heat is. From the police department aspect, if you had somebody with Alzheimer's, they wander off into the woods.
In the woods in the night.
It's at nighttime.
Infrared, yeah.
So it's really a first responder tool, and it's a great asset. And to give up that portion of the capability of a drone would be a real deficiency.
Lastly, the meeting ends with a reorganization of the board. Kevin Manley and Donald Anderson get nominated for council president. Manley receiving 4 votes and Anderson receiving 3. Kevin Manley will continue to serve as council president. As for vice president, Michael Kane was the only one nominated with a unanimous vote. Congratulations to Manley and Kane. The next meeting we cover, Board of Public Works. Due to upcoming construction, residents are asked to avoid Mapleshade Ave starting July 10th.
I did talk to Mr. Fenny about getting a call out to town residents, most likely the week of July 4th, just to give everybody a heads up in town that we're going to be starting construction the following week, and if at all possible, to have people stay away from the Mapleshade Ave area. It will just make life easier for everybody, the least amount of traffic we can have on that road. I expect that there's going to be at least partial closures and perhaps a complete closure except the local traffic, given the location of the water main, which is really going to run right down the middle of the street. It'll be difficult to we won't be able to maintain 2-way traffic. It may not be worth the trouble of trying to maintain 1-way traffic.
Gotta get it done.
Yeah.
Quick as possible.
So that'll be coming up shortly.
The meeting concluded board members Daniel Burak and John Mayberry's last meeting, as well as DPW Superintendent Robert Parent.
It's been a pleasure serving the town for 24 years, 8 terms. I had a good time. I enjoyed it a lot. Probably had the opportunity to work with 4 superintendents Each one added something different, and I think each one sort of brought us to the next level.
Like you said, we've accomplished a lot, put a lot of processes in place and helped, bring the town through a lot of technology. We had some pushback, obviously, on, having the vehicles on GPS and having guys held accountable to some electronic stuff, but I think, the team has put a lot of good things together for the town. I know our budget has come in, I think, one of the best budgets traditionally year in and year out, and I think that's through the hard work of the board and the superintendent and the staff. I wish only the best for East Long Meadow, but I sincerely want to thank the residents and taxpayers for their support for 22 years for us doing what we did, and I wish everybody the best.
And finally, highlights from the Board of Assessors.
Preliminary taxes will be going out. Everybody will be receiving their first quarter tax bill within the next day or two. So this is our commitment to the collector to collect $18,802,655.73. This is only the first of 4 payments that will be made on the taxes this year. And it's not your actual bill because the tax rate has not yet been set. Every year we have to turn in a report to the Department of Revenue concerning any omitted and revised assessments that we've made in the course of the year. And this year we did not have to do any, but we still have to report it.
Thanks for joining me on our weekly meeting recap. You can watch entire meetings on our ELCAT YouTube page at ELCAT01028. Back to you, Allie and John.
Thanks, Rebecca. Switching gears, we dive into the library's busiest season, summer. Their summer reading kickoff event was a huge success, with over 300 residents in attendance. This year, the library extended the party out into the parking lot where they added outdoor games. There was also music, dancing, pizza, raffle prizes, and much more. Inside, you'll find the kids' sign-up table along with one of the library's main sponsors, MedExpress. Part of the summer reading theme, Build a Better World, is where the MedExpress really shines. Kids and adults had the chance to build first aid kits. Also part of this year's theme, the library's service project, Operation Gratitude. The library is accepting donations for care packages to send over to troops. The children helped assemble the packages along with writing letters of gratitude and making bracelets.
So in our big community room, we had a station set up where we could put actual items that people had donated the month before. We put them in a gallon bag, and then everyone had a chance to make cards for the soldiers and make paracord survival bracelets. So we're all going to send these over, and then all summer the kids' room is going to extend this project, so they're going to collect donations all summer, and then at the end of the summer reading program, we're going to send it all over to Operation Gratitude, and they're going to send it out to all our soldiers overseas. We've had a really good turnout this year. We're really happy everyone was able to make it. We think it really helps that we're closed after hours, and so we can really dedicate this time and space to the kickoff event.
If you missed the event, you can still register for summer reading online. For teens and adults who submit a short book review, we'll earn raffle tickets for some amazing prizes. For children, they're given a workbook to log how many hours they've read. Once the clock is filled in, they can bring in their workbook to receive raffle tickets that way. For children, summer reading ends at the end of July, where there will be an end celebration on August 7th at Interstate 91. If you haven't done so already, open your books and get into the summer reading spirit. More in library news, ELCAT reporter Kayla explains how you can take part in the library's path to literacy.
Here at the East Longmeadow Public Library, I'm here to find out how you can make your mark in East Longmeadow history. The very bricks I'm standing on are filled with residents' names, leaving behind a legacy. The brick campaign originated in 2004 when the library was being built. What most people don't know is that they can still be purchased today and is an ongoing program. It's sponsored by the Friends, a group of dedicated individuals who volunteer their time to educate, promote goodwill, and raise funds for the library.
It's a permanent memorial for someone if you want to express a sentiment to someone, promote a business, or remember a loved one. There's many possibilities for what you can do for someone. So we hope that we can revive the program.
Over 300 community members have made their mark. Any dedication is allowed as long as you can fit it in 2 lines and 21 characters. Newly appointed Library Director Layla Johnston has already noticed how these bricks are bringing the community together.
What I really appreciate about the BRICS program is that it's both a tangible and symbolic way to support the library. You get the tangible brick component, but it's also, I think, very symbolic of the way that the library builds connections in the community.
Help pave the path to literacy, one brick at a time.
And if anyone's interested, there are order forms available at the circulation desk with all the information you need. The bricks are $75, which is a donation to the Friends, and they'll be installed as soon as they're received.
Informational pamphlets are available at the library. If you have any questions, please call Tony at 413-531-8196. So what are you waiting for? Come on down and let your name shine.
Well, that will do it for this edition of ELCAT News Update. Be sure to stay connected with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at ELCAT 01028. And don't forget to watch us on cable channels 191, 192, and 193. For cable channel times, make sure to check out our ELCAT program guide.
Guides are available at the Town Hall, Library, Senior Center, and through our website at eastlongmeadowma.gov. Also, check your mail as the programs will be delivered monthly within the reminder. Until next time, I'm John Torsha.
And I'm Allie Carrington. Thanks for watching. See you next week.